What's going on, guys? Dig here, ready to teach you how to do the Kowakjuo Easter egg, and yes, you can do it solo. Your loadout's going to be the Nova line. Go ahead and copy my build code in the bottom left corner. The couple guns that you're going to bring in for the multiplayer boss fight is going to be Aftertaste, Phoenix Up, and Near Death Experience. The couple guns that you're going to bring in for the solo boss fight is going to be Aftertaste, Shield Ups, and Power Keg. And then the guns you're going to start off the match with, there are going to be 3 legendaries that you do not care to crush. Also, making sure that the Fire Cell couple gun is in that legendary pack that you're starting off with, because it's going to help you with an Easter egg step. For your tactical, it's going to be the Decoy, the lethal is going to be your Molotov, and then your field upgrade can either be Frenzy Guard or Ether Shroud for the boss fight. Make sure on a Quick Revive you have equivalent exchange, and then on Melee Macchiato you're going to want to have triple shot. With your last augment choice going to be fully equipped on Mule Kick. As soon as you head out of spawn to the right side, past Piccolo over here in the jail cell, you're going to look on top of this barrel for a cat doll. If it's there, pick it up. If not, turn around, go up the stairs to your left side, and by the next door. On the ground over here to the left side of the broken bridge, you're going to find a plant on the ground. Go ahead and pick up that plant and then jump across. Once you jump across, go to your left, go up the stairs, and then go across. Over here to the right side, you find another cat on the barrel. If it's there, pick it up. Turn around to your right to the bookshelf at the bottom, pick up these matches, and then turn around and jump across the lava pit. Make your way inside. Over here to the left side is the last cat location. Pick it up if it's there, and then turn around and go into the fireplace and pick up the charcoal on the ground. Then turn to your right as you get up, and then you'll find a basket. Melee it to drop a plum on the ground. Jump on it until it breaks open, and then you can pick up the seed. Make sure you don't jump on it on an extra time so you don't break the seed. Go ahead and interact with the dragon flag to finish the lockdown. You do not have to eliminate zombies during this lockdown. Just capture and secure the flag. Now head back to spawn, and by the door to the left side, immediately right above you will be a location for a bell. If it's there, pick it up. If not, continue moving on, and by the next door, immediately over here to your right above the broken building arch, go ahead and pick up the second bell location if it's there, and then go forward, take a left, and then by the next door, go forward a little bit more, and you'll find the third and final bell location. Pick up the bell if it's there, and then go to the flag and interact with it and finish the lockdown for it. Once you finish the lockdown, go ahead and go up the hill following the star all the way to the top, interact with the dragon door, and once it opens up, go straight forward, turn around, look inside the big tree, and shoot down the double points. Once you acquire the double points, go ahead and crush your 3 legendary gobblegums to get 15,000 points. Once you acquire your 15,000 points, go ahead and go inside the castle over here to the left side by the first door. Make your way up the ramp where PhD is, turn around, and then on the floor you're going to find a doll. If it's there, pick it up. If not, turn around and go straight forward. Past behind the mask wall, you're going to find another doll location on top of this table. Pick up the doll if it's there. If not, turn around and then go straight forward to the next door and buy it. And then on the floor to the left would be the third and final doll location. Once you pick up the doll, go to your right up the stairs over here to the left side of Vulture Raids. Go ahead and craft your tactical. Pick up the tactical. Once you pick up the tactical, go ahead and go to the star and wait for the Oni to spawn in. Take out the Oni, pick up the item that it drops, and place it inside the door. Head upstairs, and this is where you're gonna fill up the soul box. All you gotta do is wait for the zombies to turn purple, take them out, and then once you get enough souls, you have unlocked Pack-a-Bunch. Once Pack-a-Bunch is unlocked, make your way to the other side of the castle, go pick up PhD. In front of Mule Kick over here to the left side, you're gonna find a cat cage hanging down. Go ahead and dolphin dive to knock it down, pick it up, and then proceed to the right side of the map where Melee Macchiato is, and throw the cage into the lava. Once the cat starts getting out of the cage and starts walking in the lava, go ahead and open up your mini-map and wait till a fissure to activate. Once you see where the fissure is activating, this is where it's going to indicate where your paw prints are going to spawn in. Note, you must wait till the fissure is done to start this next step. How this step works is you're going to go to the starting where your paw prints are going to spawn in, take out a zombie that's going to spawn in. Paw prints are going to be facing towards one direction. You're going to follow that direction and continuously taking out zombies to reveal a path to a circle of paw prints. Then you got to make sure that there is lava available, and then throw your cat tactical onto the ground. It will go to the center and then reveal a cat. A abomination will come out of the ground and then will eat the cat. And then you have to take out the abomination, then you're ready for the next step of the Easter egg. If you would like to one-shot the abomination, all you gotta do is go by Melee Macchiato, stand from a distance when it spawns in, wait till it does its 3 laser heads, and then you go up to it and melee it. If you run into a situation where there is no lava available and the stream is dried up, all you gotta do is throw it down 3 lethals at the same time, spread out throughout the lava, and it will break it open for you. Now I'm going to show you all 4 locations where the paw prints will spawn in and start, and then I'll show you their exact path so you don't have to waste time trying to guess where the path is going to be going for the next zombie elimination. The first location we're going to do is going to be Juggernog right outside the kitchen area at the top. You're going to follow the path at the start of the door. It's going to go right at the top of the stairs, down the bottom of the stairs, straight forward, and then it's going to go to your left inside the kitchen, and then go straight forward a little bit right before the lava stream, and then it's going to go straight across to the other side right by the tree. The second location for the paw prints are going to be right by WISP, jumping across the bridge at the start of the doorway, and then it's going to be at the bottom of the bridge, right at the top of the bridge, jumping across to the next location, going to the bottom of the bridge once again, and then to the right side of the armor, and the final location right in front of WISP. The third location is located in front of Stamina, going across to this doorway right here, and you're going to go down the little stairs, and it's going to go immediately to your left, and then it's going to take a right going inside the building. You're going to jump across the lava stream, continue going forward towards depth perception, and then it's going to go to your right, and the final location is right in front of the broken building. The fourth and final location is going to be located right outside depth perception, right at this doorway going towards Melee Macchiato. Just follow the set path that you see on your screen right here. It's going to get to the flag and immediately cut to its left over here to reveal the last set of paw prints. Now back to the Easter egg. Once you take out the abomination, the cat will get out of his mouth and then disappear. Now you need to go proceed to buy death perception, and then you're going to have to wait one full round. If you're during a round right now and you're halfway through, it doesn't count. You have to go through one full round, and then this cat will spawn in 3 different locations. The first location is going to be located in front of Melee Macchiato. Go ahead and go up the hill over here to the left side in the building is the first location. The second location is going to be located in the kitchen area in the back left of this building. And the third and final location is turning around, exiting out of the building, jumping across the lava stream over here to the left side in this corner right here. Now, as soon as the round ends, you're going to go to one of these 3 locations. Before you enter the building, you're going to be crouched. Do not sprint. Do not use your specials ability. Do not throw lethals, tacticals. Do not shoot at all or melee. This will scare the cat. As you approach the building in your crouch, you're going to walk to the corner and you're going to find a bunch of wooden planks surrounding the area. They're going to be highlighted glowing orange if you have depth perception. You're going to make your way through the cracks and go towards the cat and interact and pick it up. Once you acquire the cat, go to pack a punch and then it'll jump onto the egg. Once it jumps on the egg, just wait about 30 seconds to a minute and the egg will start pulsing. Go ahead and melee the egg 3 times to drop the cat onto the ground where you can pick it up, and now you have unlocked the wonder weapon of the map. Now that you have acquired the wonder weapon of the map, you go ahead and go to the trap that's in front of the big giant tree, activate it, go behind the wall and shoot your weapon and reload. This will drop a piece of powder on the ground that you will pick up, and now that you have the powder and the matches and the charcoal that you picked up earlier, go to the where you picked up the cat tactical and craft it one more time to upgrade it. Now once you throw the cat tactical, it will create a bubble that you can sit in with the zombies can't attack you or hurt you. This is really helpful for defense waves and also for the boss fight as well. Now that you have acquired the wonder weapon, there are going to be 11 stone lanterns surrounding the entire map that you have to shoot in a certain amount of time in order to keep them lit. If you do not shoot them fast enough, you will fail and you will have to end the round in order to do this step all over again. On your screen right now, I'm going to show you where all 11 locations are in the exact specific order that you should do them in order to save you as much time as possible while you're doing this step. The first one's going to be located to the right side of Melee Macchiato outside the map right there. Going up the hill to your right side, immediately to your left as you enter this doorway, it's going to be the second location. Continue your way up the hill over to your right side, and then underneath the big giant tree will be the third location. If you're making your way up the hill to your left into the castle, the next location is going to be over to your right to the left side of this doorway. If you turn around and go back down the hill and going past the big tree to your left, you're going to see another one right across from you. If you take a left going through the doorway into the kitchen area, immediately down the stairs to your right is your next location. Go through the building over to your left, jumping across the lava, make your way down the stairs into the WISP location. Straight across the other side will be the next location. After you shoot the WISP one, go to your right through the doorway towards Spicola. Over here to the left side is the next location. Turn to your left, go back to spawn where Quick Revive is. Down the hill is the next location. Turn to your right, go through the doorway across from the stamina over to the left side will be the next location. Turning around, go through the doorway towards Death Perception is the last and final lantern. Now while we're still at Death Perception, if the lava is solidified on your game, you're going to find this little statue in the lava. You have to throw down a Molotov or a grenade and have it explode on it to break it out of the lava, and then you can pick it up. This is a time-based thing. You cannot force this to happen. You're just going to have to wait and come back here periodically to look for the lava to be solidified. Now make your way to the top of the map where the pack-a-punch is. At the bottom of the stairs, you're going to find a green shard of a ceramic bowl. Go ahead and pick that up. That's in front of the ghost's hand. Go to the bookshelf to your right and interact with the piece of paper and close it. Once you pick up those 2 items, interact with the ghost to get a mini cutscene. Once the cutscene's over, proceed to make your way upstairs to the roof, and you're going to take the fast travel back to spawn. As you're flying through the air, you're going to be holding down your right on your analog stick or holding down D on your keyboard to pull yourself to the right side. If you look closely to the right side over here on top of the roof, you're going to find a mask. Spam your interact button to pick up the mask while you're in mid-air. Once you acquire the mask, go ahead and go to the PhD room over here to the right side. You'll find a wall with a bunch of masks on the wall now. Go ahead and place the mask down, and then you're going to interact with it to start a lockdown where you have to take out specific zombies in a specific order wearing those specific masks. I highly recommend doing this at the end of the round and having somebody distract the last zombie, or you could do this during a defense wave if you're playing solo where those zombies will spawn in on you while it's being destroyed, which I highly recommend as well, and for a later step to let the flag defense fail because it's going to help you to collect ashes in a second. But once you start it and you interact with the mask, 3 masks will flash red in a specific order. That order indicates what zombies you need to take out first wearing those specific masks. What I like to do is I like to number the wall 1 through 5 to make it a lot easier. So for an example, in my game, it would be 5, 3, and 1. Now that I know which zombies I have to take out, I will write that down and then I will take out those specific zombies. If you take out the wrong zombie with the wrong mask, then you will fail this step and you will have to end the round in order to restart this step. But once you finish the first wave, then you're gonna have to do it a second time and then a third time, and then the increases in the amount of masked zombies you have to take out. That's why I highly recommend writing down each time you go through one sequence. Once you finish the last final mask sequence, you're gonna go ahead and interact with the blue mask, and then a cutscene is gonna happen. Once the cutscene is over, the mask is gonna go towards the back side of the wall over to the left side of the stairs underneath underneath the stairs on a bookshelf. You're going to shoot the mask once it's available to be shot, and it's going to drop a pipe on the ground. You're going to pick up the pipe and head up the stairs, immediately turn to your right, past the evidence room outside, jump across, wall bounce to the right side of the Wonder Fizz in this back corner. You're going to wait for the mask to spawn in, shoot it, and then it'll drop another item. Pick up the item and immediately go to your right across the hallway and over here to the left side of Elemental Pop. Outside the window to the left side against the wall will be the next mask location. Once it appears, shoot it and it'll drop down the third and last final item. Go ahead and pick up that item and we can move on to the next step. Now, starting at the melee macchiato, if you turn around and go up the hill to your left side, you're going to find a board that is slanted down. On the top of the board will be a pouch. Shoot a charge shot with your water weapon and drop it on the ground and pick up the pouch. Since you did not defend the defense wave, there are going to be a bunch of fissures activated around the map. All you have to do now is go stand in the smoky area for about roughly a minute or around half of your HP to collect the ash out of the air. Now make your way up to the evidence room and you're going to place down the 3 items that we have collected from the mask earlier to reveal the first painting. For the next step, you're going to have to look at all mystery box locations on the left side corner of it to look for this tag. Once you find the mystery box with this tag, you're going to have your cat tactical ready to be used, and all you have to do now is either pop a fire cell or get the box positioned over here to your tag, and then you're going to throw down your cat tactical right in front of the box and then buy the box. Once you buy the box, a coin purse will appear and you can pick it up from the box. Now, as of right now, it is glitched, so if you do have your cat toy upgraded, it's going to force you to have to throw 2 cat toys in order to get the coin purse. So after you throw the one and buy the box, you're going to throw another one while the box is activated. Now you're going to make your way into the kitchen over here to the right side. On top of this other shelf, you're going to find another fruit basket. Melee the fruit down and we'll come back to this later. Just make sure nobody is going into the kitchen because there's going to be a zombie that eats this fruit, so you're just going to make sure that you stay away from this area. Other than that, you're going to make your way to spawn, and then the coin purse is going to fly forward. Then you're going to interact with the coin purse, and then another cutscene will commence. Make your way to any of the 4 cherry blossom trees on the map. Melee it 3 times and stay underneath it to slowly charge up your health. Make sure you don't take any damage from zombies so you don't lose the effect. But once your HUD is glowing pink, you're going to make your way up into the castle over here to the left side in this corner. You're going to place down your plant that you picked up in the very beginning of the Easter egg. Once you place the plant down and your ash that you picked up earlier, you're going to keep on going in circles until you get a flower tornado to activate and grow the plant. Once the plant is completely done being grown, you can go ahead and pick it up. Now, I would like to also note, if you did not defend the defense wave and the fissures are still activated, all you have to do is recapture the flag in that section of the map in order to remove the fissures that are activated. Now, proceed your way down to the right side of the map into the tea room. Over here to the left, you're going to find a bucket, pick it up, and then go to one of the water sections of the map, either in front of the tea room or inside the bathhouse. What you're going to do now is you're going to fill up your bucket and slowly walk and make your way to the WISP tea section of the map. There are going to be 3 plants that are going to water, and then you're going to have a gardener spawn in with 2 other plants that are glowing orange, and then you got to shoot it with the wonder weapon so you can destroy and take out the gardener. Just note, if you do not take out the gardener fast enough, those plants will re-glow, and all you got to do is reshoot them again. The first plant location is going to be located in front of the armor wall by right here on the ground. The second and third locations can be located down the hill to the left and up the hill right beside the broken bridge. Just note, while you're carrying the water, you cannot jump, you cannot sprint, you cannot take damage, or you will spill the water. If you're trying to get to the other side, you can easily just walk across the side over here to the right to get across the wall so you don't spill any of the water. But once you take out the gardener, go ahead and pick up the 2 items that he drops, the gardener's shears and the piece of paper. Now make your way to the kitchen area where you knocked down that fruit earlier, and you'll find a zombie consuming it. Go ahead and go near the zombie and it'll wake it up to follow you. You're going to lead the zombie all the way to the stamina stables area, and you're going to take him out in front of this window. Once you take him out in front of this window, a zombie will spawn in and come up and eat the apple. Your goal now is to take out the zombie to pick up the items that it drops. Just keep in mind, if the zombie keeps on eating the apples, it will keep on healing it. Now, if you mess up and you didn't take out the zombie in front of this window, that's okay. All you gotta do is melee another fruit onto the ground and wait for the zombie to respawn. He spawns in quicker once you end a round completely, or you can just wait out the time for a new one to spawn in. Now, proceed to make your way to melee macchiato. Over here to the right side, you'll look at this building. You'll have 3 window shutters. What you must do now is throw 3 decoys on all 3 of these windows to open them up. You have a zombie throw grenades down at you. Now, if you didn't equip that augment that I told you to equip on Mule Kick, then you're gonna have only 2 decoys. What you could do is go throw 2 of your decoys on the window shutters and then go up into this window over here, and you can shoot them free max ammo in order to throw your last decoy. But if you have all 3 and you open up the windows, all you gotta do now is grab the grenades that he throws down, predict which window he's gonna go, and throw it at him to eliminate him. Once you achieve this 3 different times, it will drop the noble's hat on the ground and the other piece of paper that you will pick up. With all this evidence that you have collected so far, make your way into the evidence room and place it on top of the shelves, and then it will reveal the second painting for you. Once you get your next painting revealed, go inside the PhD room behind the mask wall. You'll find these 9 scrolls right here. To initiate the next step, all you gotta do is do damage to the middle scroll, and then a cat toy will spawn into your left side. This will distract the zombies for you while you solve this puzzle. Now, a lot of guys out there will tell you that how this step specifically works, but they will not tell you how to solve it. They will just tell you to use their solver online in order to solve this. Now, I'm going to tell you how to easily solve this and easily do it without using a solver, but if you would like to use a solver, it's also linked inside my description of my own personal solver that I created for you guys in my website. Now, the way that you solve this puzzle is you're trying to get all the scrolls pushed into the shelves. If you damage one of the scrolls, it's either going to push it in or out depending on the position that it was in when you damaged it. Also, when you damage that scroll, any scrolls that are adjacent to that scroll will move in and out depending on their position. So the easy way to solve this puzzle is to solve the top row first and then the middle row, and then whatever is left at the bottom row is only 7 different possible outcomes in order to solve this puzzle. So the first thing I'm going to do for this solver is I'm going to get rid of the top row. So I'm going to click the left middle. That got rid of the top left. So then I'm going to click on the right side, which is going to get rid of the top as well, and it's going to get rid of the middle plus getting rid of the bottom, leaving with the result with the bottom left 2 out. Therefore, I'm going to look at the cheat sheet that I will provide in a second, which will give me the answer that I only have to melee these specific scrolls in this specific order. On your screen right now are going to be all 7 cheat sheets for all 7 outcomes that could possibly happen if you target taking out the top row first and then taking out the second row next. So this is the first outcome, the bottom middle. Here is the results of which order you need to melee your scrolls. Here is the results for the second outcome, which is going to be the bottom right and then the middle. Here is your answer for which order you have to hit those scrolls. Here's your next outcome. There's the bottom left, which your answer is going to be right here. These are the specific scrolls that you have to melee. The next outcome is going to be the bottom left and the bottom right. Here's your answer how to solve this one. And then the next outcome is going to be the 2 bottom left and the bottom middle, which here is your outcome of what you need to melee. And then the next outcome is going to be all 3 still active. And here is your answer which scrolls you need to be meleeing. And the final and last outcome that could possibly happen is the bottom right. And here's your answer how to solve that one. Once you solve the scroll puzzle, go ahead and pick up your 2 items that drop on the ground and make your way into the kitchen and interact with this bowl. Once you interact with this bowl, you got to get eliminations with a brain rot weapon or with a splash damage from your water weapon, shooting it on the ground and having the zombies walk into the vomit. Once you see a glowing stick inside the bowl, interact with it to start a cutscene. Once the cutscene's over, if you turn around and go to the corner over here, you're going to find the pufferfish. Go ahead and pick up the pufferfish and we can move on to the next step. The next step of the Easter egg, head into the evidence room and place down your new evidence on the shelf to the right. Once you do this, the third painting will spawn in eventually, and then interact with the third painting to pick up the ceramic bowl shard that's in the center of the painting. Once this is acquired, go down the middle to the right side, right in front of this table, and build the bowl. Now you're going to have to wait 1 entire round for this bowl to harden, and once it's hardened, it's going to glow blue. Interact with it to do another cutscene. Once the cutscene's over, go ahead and pick up the bowl, and we're going to head to the top right of the castle. Into this corner, you're going to place the bowl down and do a lockdown. Protect the bowl away from the zombies. You can use a charged shot of the wonder weapon, or you can use the upgraded cat. Once the short defense is over, pick up the horse and then turn around and pick up the bowl. Once you accomplish picking up these 2 items, make your way to the left side of the water fizz and you'll find another place to place down the bowl. Place down the bowl on top of the tray and do another defense. Once the defense is over, go ahead and pick up the bowl once again and pick up the new part that dropped on the ground. Now head down the hill past the tree to the right side into the tea room. You'll find the last place where you can place down the bowl. At this point, what's going to happen is a dog's going to spawn in and start circling around the map. Go ahead and chase down the hellhound, and you can either cut down to the right side down the hill to capture him at the WISP T location, or you could chase him and try to take him out. He'll circle the entire map, and once you take him out, he's going to drop a third part that you're going to pick up. I would also like to say, if you fail any of the lockdowns with the bowl, all you have to do is go back to that table where you originally built it, recraft it, go through 1 full round entirely to re-pick up the bowl. Once you acquire all 3 of these new items, take them to the evidence room and place them onto the shelf. Then head to the basement floor right underneath PhD. Over here to the left side, you're going to find a clock. Interact with the clock, and the hour hands are going to stop on 4 different numbers that you're going to need to write down. If you miss any of the numbers, all you got to do is re-interact with the clock, and it will spin all over again on the same numbers. Now head to spawn and go buy the Jaeger pistol off the wall. This is going to be your weapon that you use when you go down for equivalent exchange, so you can keep your perks. Just make sure it's upgraded at least Pack-a-Punch tier 1 or higher rarity level as well, so you can be able to do enough damage in order for it to work for you. Now once you interact with the clock, the following round will start a defense wave. No matter what, all you have to do is just defend the area and just take out zombies that are carrying the flag. Once you're done with the defense wave, we can move on to the next step. Once you're done with the defense wave, head to the stamina area where the stables are, and you're going to find these flags around the area. Each flag will have a bunch of random symbols on them, and each symbol that's individually on the flag counts as a number 1. So as an example, as you see this flag I'm looking at, this is going to be 5 because there's 5 different individual symbols on the flag. The one next to it is going to be 1 because it's one huge symbol. If you look at this one's going to be 6 because there's 6 different individual symbols on here. This one's going to be 2 because there's 2 different individual symbols. This one will be another 5, and the final one will be a 6. On your screen right now are going to be the example of the flags you're going to see with the number on the left side to indicate what number they are going to be. But it's pretty obvious and pretty understandable which flag is for what number. The max number that you're going to find is 1 through 6. So this is what's going to happen now. now, you're going to take the 4-digit that you just got from your clock earlier, and you're going to write it down on a sticky note or a pad to make this step a lot easier. My number was 8755. And then you're going to write down all the flag numbers that you have in your game. Mine was 516256. And then there's going to be 4 different areas around the map that's going to be labeled as 1, 2, 3, and 4. What you have to do now is that your first number is to indicate the first location. I look at all my numbers that I have on my flags. I'm going to combine the number 6 and 2 together to create the number 8. So I'm going to take the number 6 and I'm going to take the number 2 flag and combine them together and place them on the 2 podiums right in front of my blue marker on the wall to make the number 8. Then I'm going to go to my number 7 and I'm going to combine the 6 flag and the 1 flag once again to make the number 7 at the second location right in front of the blue mark on the wall. Then I'm going to take my number 5 flag, put it in front of my third number, which is the number 5. And then my fourth number was 5. So I'm going to pick up the 5 flag and take it to the 4th location, thus completing this step. Now I'm going to show you where all 4 locations are and what number is which dash. The first location is going to be located at WISP. This is number 1. The second location is located at Quick Revive. This is a number 3. The third location is going to be located at Depth Perception on top of the broken wall right here. This is number 4. And the fourth location is going to be located at the big tree, and this is number 2. Once you get done placing all your flags in all the correct spots, you can go up to the clock once again, interact with it to get a medallion. If it does not open up to give you a medallion, you have the flags in the correct spots. Just shuffle them around until you get it correct to open up the clock to get the medallion. Once you receive the medallion, go up to the evidence room and place down all your evidence on the shelves. This will reveal your last 2 paintings. Now it's time to do the second to last step of the Easter egg before we solve the murder case, do a mini boss fight, and then go to the boss fight. In order to do the second to last step, you have to go to one of the 3 traps around the map, either at WISP, at spawn, or at the big tree. You will have to get a certain amount of eliminations, and then you will have to go to the back side of the trap, and you will find a ghost with a musket. Have subtitles turned on, interact with the ghost, and the ghost will either tell you he saw nothing, or he saw one of the murderers. He will either suggest he saw the courier, the gardener, or the merchant. Note, when you are getting the eliminations with the trap, the ghost will appear behind the trap for a certain amount of time. So you need to pay close attention when he spawns in and immediately interact with him and look at your subtitles and see if he says gardener, courier, or merchant. Once you have that information, write down that murderer. Now, I will say you can skip this step entirely, and I will teach you how to do that, and you have a 50-50 chance of guessing the correct murderer. If you guess wrong, that's okay. You could just guess the other murderer and be correct. So if you don't want to do all this nonsense, I'm going to show you how to do that as well. As you enter the evidence room, if you go over here to the left side, you'll see this urn. Interact with it. It will start smoking. This will distract the zombies away from you while you solve the case, so you don't have to deal with them while you do this. This is how the paintings are tied to the Easter egg. The first painting are going to be the first objects that you collected. The first painting will always require the comb because that is the last item we collected for that evidence. Now, the second painting is related to the murderer that the ghost saw, which will always be different in every game you play, but I'll show you a way how to guess who it's going to be every single time. Now, the third painting is the weapon of choice that the murderer used to eliminate Kowakjuo's brother, which I will explain how to get that answer in a second after I explain the next 2 paintings, because the murder weapon and the murderer go hand to hand in order to get your answer for what they're gonna be. The fourth painting is gonna be dependent on the painting behind the picture of the man drinking the bowl. If it is a mountain, it's gonna be the horse. If it is a bird, it's gonna be the brush. And then if the painting is a fish, then it's gonna be the tea whisk. And the fifth and final painting will always be the medallion, because that is the last item we collected for that evidence. Now, in order to figure out who your murderer is / the weapon that they use without talking to the ghost, what you want to do is you want to go to the note cards to your far right against the wall. The far left one, when you interact with it, will have a different word at the very bottom. It's either going to be plant, paralyzed, or emesis. Since in my game I had emesis, my killer could either be the courier or the gardener. So I'm first going to do the courier / the noble hat, and I'm going to place it down for the murderer, and then I'm going to place down the pufferfish for the weapon. Then once I know what my murderer is and what weapon they use, I'm going to go to the first card once again, look at the time of the death of what animal it is, then go to the very far right card, and then I'm going to look at how long it takes for the murderer weapon to take effect, then go to the sundial, find my animal, and then subtract the amount of hours that my murder weapon to take an effect. Once all the items are placed down in front of the paintings and I have the time set, I interact with the lantern, and if a Oni spawns in, that means I am incorrect on the murderer and the murder weapon. That's okay, because like I said, it's a 50-50 shot if you weren't going to listen to the ghost. All you got to do now is end the round in order to redo this step, but this time place down the other murder and the other weapon, and make make sure that your time is reflected since you are changing the murder weapon as well on your sundial. On your screen right now, this is a cheat sheet I made for you guys so you know which animal's which if you have a hard time telling by the images on the sundial. But once again, once you put down the correct items, you interact with the last urn to the right side and no Oni spawns in, a orange orb will spawn in and fly towards the egg. Once it reaches the egg, you can interact with it to start a mini boss fight. In this mini boss fight around the big tree, a Oni is going to spawn in and it's going to be buffed up. If he disappears, all you got to do is shoot the right red mask for him to fall out of the sky and just finish him out. Once you take care of this Oni, you'll be brought back to Pack-a-Punch and you are ready for the boss fight now. Now for the boss fight, just, make sure you have a self-revive. You bring in whatever score streak you want. I highly recommend the drone dropping score streak because it helps clear out the zombies away from you as well. But of course, make sure your weapons are legendary. Pack 3. Bring in the weapons that I suggested earlier throughout the guide, of course, and the wonder weapon. But once you and your team are ready, interact with the flag over here to the left side of Pack-a-Punch and it will teleport you to the boss fight. And once you arrive to the boss fight, over here to the left side will be a blessing. As soon as you collect it, this will drop you a tier 3 Pack-a-Punch, legendary tool, and it would also give you a free perk. This will only spawn in if you have beaten the previous Easter eggs. Now, before we go over the boss fight, let's go over a few attacks that the dragon can do to you. The first one being a laser beam that will go directly towards you, leave lava on the ground, and then explode. Please stay out of the area when this happens because it does a lot of damage to you. So just make sure if you see the laser coming towards you, try to get out of the way as soon as possible. The next attack it can do, it'll fly around the arena and shooting fireballs down at you. Just be very cautious about that and just watch out for them. The next attack that the dragon could do is heat up the ground. He's going to lean forward and cover the entire arena with fire. You can hide behind rocks for cover or you can go to the outer edges for cover as well. The next following attack, the dragon will fly into the air and flap its wings and leave tornadoes on the ground that will follow you slowly and eventually will disappear. Just watch out for these because these will fling you into the air to make you take fall damage. This is how the boss fight works. In the front, there will be a red flag. All you have to do is run up to it and it would automatically collect it once you run over it. You do not have to interact with it to pick it up. You're going to take it to the red circle and slowly capture the flag to create a blue circle that's going to protect you from any damage and it's going to make you invisible from all zombies. At this point, start dumping damage into the boss by shooting its eyes to do critical damage. Eventually, the blue circle will disappear. The way that you capture another flag is you're going to take out Onis when they spawn in, pick up their flag, and recapture the area. You're going to rinse and repeat this multiple times until you get the dragon down a quarter HP. Eventually, once you get it to a quarter HP, it's going to go inside the volcano and meteorites are going to strike down. Watch out for that attack. Once you survive about roughly a minute, the dragon will come back and then it's pretty much just rinse and repeat by capturing the flags from the Onis and placing them down and capturing the area. Continue doing damage to the dragon with one caveat: there is going to be a new blessing that's going to spawn in. This blessing, when you go up to it, will automatically capture any flag that's not captured. This one will respawn at the wave 3. Once it becomes half HP, yet again, it's going to go inside the volcano. It's going to have meteorite shower and then it's going to come back. It's going to get extra attacks and then the third blessing is going to spawn in. You could save this one for later on. With this blessing, when you capture it, it makes you shoot extra lava rocks to make you do extra damage. So this one you can wait to save to the end to do extra damage to the boss to finish him off. But keep on rinsing and repeating the steps by capturing the flag and doing damage to the boss and you eventually have beaten him. This boss is really not that difficult. As long as you keep an eye out for the dragon and its attacks, you should easily be able to beat this boss.